Hi everyone, this is Young P. Today I wanted to bring you a video specifically talking about downback 1-1 because downback 1-1 I feel like is a pretty underutilized move in that at first glance it doesn't seem like a very good move. It's not like it's a bad move, but it's more like it's underwhelming in compared to the rest of his arsenal in that he has a lot of other seemingly better, much more impactful moves at a surface level. And I think for the most part that is true. But for one matchup, and specifically Xiaoyu, and for airborne opponents, downback 1-1 is essential to use in your game plan. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So firstly, let's just talk about downback 1-1 fundamentally. So downback 1-1 is a 14 frame natural combo mid-mid string. If the first part hits, the second part is guaranteed. On hit, it nets you 18 points of damage. I don't think it nets you any bonus on counter hit. One more point of damage. And on normal and counter hit nets you +2 frames of advantage. On block, it is -7. So fairly negative. It is also weak to sidestep right. So like a lot of other moves that Victor has, they are weak to sidestep right. So if we do like a down forward 1, she just completely walks around us. If she were to do a sidestep or a sidewalk left, then it would catch. Downback 1-1 also transitions into Perfumer on hit and on block. So you can easily hit confirm this string. If it's blocked, you can just hold back. However, if you do see it hits, then you can hold forward and mix up your opponent from there. You really don't want to, let's put him on standing, or her on standing, I should say, and then guard all. You really don't want to hit this move or have this move get blocked and then go into stance because you're -5, and at that point you are very much so in a spot where you can get easily counter hit in Perfumer stance. So you really want to hit confirm this and then go into Perfumer stance. It is a very simple, albeit seemingly underwhelming, but very simple option to get into Perfumer stance so that you can mix up your opponent. I will say again, just really you want to hit confirm this. It's very easy to do. You have a lot of leeway to do so. Because if you don't, then you're going to get counter hit a lot of the time trying to do this stuff, and your opponent's going to a lot of the times kill you for that. So downback 1-1, like I said, it does seem a little bit underwhelming in compared to the rest of his arsenal. But for specific matchups and specific scenarios, this move is highly essential. The most important matchup I want to talk about, the reason I even want to talk about this move really is because of the Xiaoyu matchup. Now, let me put her on defense. I have her set to where she'll do AOP, she'll do down forward 4, and then AOP duck. So essentially, this matchup I feel like is, if you don't use downback 1-1, this matchup can seem very, very difficult for Victor because a lot of the moves that you want to use, like down 2, like 1+2, your down forward 1, of course, a lot of your good, strong moves are going to get beat by AOP and AOP duck, which we really don't want as a Victor player because our mids are some of the strongest that we have, right? Moves like this. So it becomes very difficult to kind of navigate. Obviously, wall running 2 is going to also lose to AOP duck. So it becomes a very difficult matchup in that like you have to place your buttons extra carefully. So if I put her on AOP duck. So initially, down 2 is going to catch. However, it's going to lose to AOP duck. If we try to do 1+2, that's going to hit AOP, but again, going to lose to AOP duck. Just some more examples are wall running 2. Sometimes it hits. It really depends on when she does the AOP duck, but a lot of the times she will be able to duck it if she has the timing right. Try and get it one more time. Right there. But the reason downback 1-1 is so important in this matchup is because not only does it catch AOP, but it also consistently catches AOP duck. I have not had an instance where this has been ducked. I would think I was a little bit out of range there. But it consistently catches both options. The reason this is so important is because Xiaoyu is a kind of character where she wants to control the match with AOP and her evasiveness. If you let her do so, and it's kind of hard to like not let her do so, she kind of dictates the pace of the match in a way that it's difficult for you to find any opening, right? But like you want to use your wall running 2s, you want to use your down 2s, but AOP doesn't really allow you to do that in some circumstances because those moves can more easily whiff when she's being so evasive in AOP. So downback 1-1 really allows Victor to keep her in place to say, no, I don't want you to go into AOP, and I don't want you to AOP duck. I want you to stay right here so that you can kind of control the pace of the match. Now, it is really important to note that Xiaoyu in specific has a way to beat every option that you have out of AOP, or out of Perfumer, I'm sorry, which is back 1, which is pretty good for her on hit. So if we set that to a punish, after down back 1-1, back 1 will be every option that you have, every option. So you can't just hit confirm down back 1-1 and then go into your mix on Xiaoyu if they are aware that they can just do back 1 there. But it's not like there's no nuance or no counterplay, because obviously you can just do down back 1-1, predict she's going to do that, and then punish her accordingly. But it does make it kind of difficult in that you want to condition her with this first, and then see if she does the back 1, and then play from there. I'm gonna go ahead and go over some tournament footage with Princess Ling. I played him not too long ago, and really showcase the power of down back 1-1 in the matchup. So I'd like to review a recent match from a Paragon Online tournament that I played in recently. This is me versus Peeling in the grand finals. I thought this would be a good example of how I like to utilize downback 1-1 in this matchup. So we're just going to do a little bit of match review here. I think I was a little overzealous with the downback 1-1 in this matchup, but I just kind of wanted to put it into use and see how it worked out from there, kind of just testing out how it would work and the advantages and whatnot. So he immediately goes for the down forward 1 into back turn. I catch the back turn. He goes for the Cali roll. Now, I could go for the -10 punish, but it's really risky because sometimes if you miss it, you die for it. I could have gone for a down forward 2. Probably would have been better, but down back 1-1, sure. So as you can see, he didn't back 1 initially, and he didn't back 1 again there. So in my mind, at this point, I was thinking that he has caught on now. Even though he hasn't shown me the down or the back 1 yet, I know that he is a great player and he's going to adjust accordingly. So the next time that I land a down back 1-1, I am going to not do the extensions because I don't want him to get his turn back. So okay, we're going to catch him out of the air here. We're going to go ahead and try to mix him up at the wall. Victor things. Okay, gonna go ahead and pop the heat. He's going to kind of ruin his positioning here and get me away from the wall, which is fine with me. So here I noticed that so this is a cool play. Here, I noticed that he's going into AOP. I catch him with the down back 1-1. I predict that he's going to do the back one, and then I punish accordingly. So that's why I think this move is so important in this matchup, and it can be very useful outside of this matchup just in general, and that although it's a little underwhelming on itself, it sets you up for bigger plays by playing off what your opponent does afterwards. So yeah, just going to catch the back one here, launch him for it. Not the best combo. I could have got the back 1+2 for the high wall splat there. Probably would have done more damage with 4-2. Whatever. That's okay. A little bit sus that I was going for the down back or the down forward one there, but it's okay. Down forward one's pretty good sometimes. So a lot of down forward one. Catching him with the down forward 2. Gonna get wall positioning here. More Victor things. Gonna go ahead and the down 1+2 is blocked, but since I have that wall positioning, I'm not really gonna get punished too much for it. Okay. Okay, hits me with the back 1. So here I try to interrupt the charge. I go for a cheeky backswing blow. Just gonna move away here. This was a big mistake that in hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I just do down back 1-1 again? So he's in AOP. He does AOP duck. I do a down forward 1, and he ducks it. He doesn't punish me for it, thankfully. I go for it after the fact, which at that point, it's like, okay, you kind of missed your opportunity. But yeah, if I were to just have done down back 1-1 here, I would have just won. So, I mean, kind of a missed opportunity there. At this point, so he really had to make a big comeback, and he had to mix me up really hard by inducing his timing and making me second guess what he's going to do. So he does go into AOP. I just catch him again with a down back 1-1. I don't know if he ducked or not, but yeah, and I close out the match 3-2-0. I just wanted to kind of showcase this match because I feel like if you can really, because Xiaoyu, right? She's Xiaoyu. She's going to try and control the match as best as she can with her movement. But if you can kind of take that away from her and mitigate that, I think it makes it a lot more manageable to succeed in the matchup, especially with Victor, because a lot of your moves, like I mentioned, like your wall warning 2 and your down 2, a lot of your really impactful mids, 1+2 as well, they a lot of the times are going to lose to good Xiaoyu players who know how to defeat them with their movement options. So the fact that you're able to negate that really opens up the rest of your options. So that's why I think down back 1-1 is so good. So down back 1-1 is also really useful when opponents are in airborne states. For example, Zafina here, when she's in Tarantula, down back 1-1 allows us to get an easy combo conversion when she's in this stance. So it's really useful not only for her, but for other characters. So another example is Kuma. When he's laying down on the ground, he also counts as being in an airborne state, so you can combo from there. But another good thing about down back 1 is if you miss the airborne state, the second part does hit grounded opponents, so it's not like you're going to completely whiff and then get punished for it. So that's also another good thing about down back 1-1. So essentially, I think the main takeaway from this video is that although at a surface level down back 1-1 may just seem like a kind of underwhelming option, but an okay option at getting into perfumer stance, and I'd like you to think of it more as an option that will allow you to control the pace of the match. Although it does not seem too, it's a little underwhelming in the damage department and in the frame department. That's not really the point. The fact that it is able to catch opponents that are airborne and opponents that are in really evasive states, like AOP Duck, like Tarantula, like Matterhorn, things like that is super critical because it can then set you up for your more offensive, more impactful moves. So I think using this in tandem with those moves is super essential in certain matchups, and I would think it is absolutely essential in the Xiaoyu matchup. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a good one.